Taylor asks, what are your thoughts on a game sports model of PE versus a fitness conditioning-based model? First off, Taylor, it's not a binary question, either or. In the great tradition of PE, there's supposed to be three pillars. One is a military aspect of it. When I was in junior high, they made us march for the first 2 weeks. Boy, I just imagine bringing that back. The other was training the human person to move, and that would be gymnastics and working on sprint technique and working on hurdles and long jumping. I still think every fall in America, every single PE class should be track and field because of the skills that you learn for every other sport. And it would help the track and field coach. And the third pillar was games and sports. Sadly, from what I saw in the PE departments I worked with at the schools I was at, it just became they rolled out the balls. I would watch classes where the PE class was pickup games of basketball, and if the kids didn't feel like doing anything, they'd just shoot around. That's not doing anything for anybody. So the first thing I would like you to do is, if you can, oh, by the way, the military application, don't think negative on that. Every piece of male gymnastics equipment comes from the military tradition. The pommel horse was a horse. The high bar was the escape. The rings were escapes. I don't remember how they all work, but yeah, it was escape and evasion basically. There's still some value to that, but I would start thinking more on that line. I talk about my junior high a lot, but we were graded across three things. First, if it was a game, how our team did in the tournament. Number two, we had individual skill sets for every single sport we played. So, you get 10 free throws and how many you made. And the third was a written test on the rules of the game. And I would love to see us come back to that. If you were hired as a PE coach at a school with no boundaries to create a PE program for high schoolers, what would it look like? You would probably see a lot of original strength. You'd probably see a very basic, probably my Southwood program for the bulk, probably 2 to 3 days a week. They would clean military front squat, bench press. If I could, I would have an obstacle course. So maybe everyone come out, maybe have them run 600 to 800 meters, flip through the obstacle course, do some basic human movement warm-ups. A couple days a week, we'd go into the weight room. We'd do 3 sets of clean military front squat and bench. There'd be on days where you had just this, if you're doing a game, you would try to get them into the sport as soon as you could so you have more time to play. And on the other days, you'd practice the skills. I'd love to see, instead of just playing pickup basketball, every kid had to demonstrate the ability to dribble with both hands. Whenever my European friends come to Utah to watch our elite soccer players play, first thing they always say is, these kids all kick one-footed. They can't use their left leg. And I'll say, well, this is some of the best players in Utah. And famously, someone said to me, well, they couldn't play in a pickup game in Dublin or whatever it was. So that's what I would do. What do you think would be the biggest constraint or holdback? The same one I had to deal with my whole career. Everybody who comes into your PE class has a body and they think they're an expert on it. Moms get angry if their kids get sore. Moms get angry, there's a million things. I hope that helps. The biggest thing you need to do is have everyone in it would be nice if you get your sports coaches in. Everybody's singing along together. Everybody's supporting. So your basketball coach would maybe come in and talk about basketball, which would be great. They won't. The basketball coach won't. They won't. But I know the football coaches, the wrestling coach, cross country coaches, the track coaches, almost universally would come in and talk about the sport. Maybe help you with some basic, simple drills. Every single person in the department has to be on the same page, and that is really difficult. It took me probably 4 years and a firing to get everybody on the same page in our department. So it takes a while. All right, thank you so much. I hope that helped.